Senator and Member of Parliament Norman Washington Horne. One of the premier senators that were chosen by Dr. Peter Phillips to sit on the opposition benches in the Senate, has declared that he is interested in becoming the president of the People's National Party. Senator Norman Washington Horne, the namesake of the PNP's founder, first leader, former Prime Minister of Jamaica, and one of Jamaica's national heroes, Norman Washington Manley, has confirmed that he is interested in becoming the president of the People's National Party. Mr. Horne also mentioned that he would take up the mantle of president of the People's National Party if the delegates expressed such a desire. Mr. Horne, who is currently serving a second term as a member of the Upper House of Representatives or a member of the opposition Senate, has stated that he would make himself available if it was the will of the people or the will of the delegates of the People's National Party. Mr. Horne was responding to questions that were posed by the media, following many conversations that have stated that several PNP interest stakeholders have pointed out that he is a possible successor to Dr. Peter Phillips, who is on his way out as president and leader of the opposition. Mr. Peter Phillips had recently indicated that he would step down from both of his positions as leader of the opposition and president of the PNP. He would also step down as member of parliament for his St. Andrew East Central constituency. However, these dates remain unstated. Mr. Peter Phillips also mentioned that he would stay on as leader of the opposition and president of the PNP until a suitable candidate has been found to take both positions. Senator Norman Horne has mentioned that he has been receiving numerous calls from persons within the party who have been making requests for him to make himself available for the presidential position that may become vacant in the future. According to Mr. Horne, this is unbelievable. According to him, if the delegates will have him, he would be willing to become president of the party first and then seek to get a seat in the lower house of representatives. According to Mr. Horne, once the opportunity arises, he would pursue it if the delegates of the People's National Party are so mindful. Mr. Norman Horne is among 8 individuals who were selected by the leader of the opposition, Dr. Peter Phillips, who had provided information to the Governor General, Sir Patrick Allen, stating that Mr. Horne should be appointed to the Senate. These instructions were given on Monday, and later, Senator Norman Horne was sworn in. It should be noted that, based on formality, during the first sitting of Parliament since the September 3rd general elections, in which the Jamaica Labour Party took all of 49 seats to the PNP's 14 seats, this has allowed the Jamaica Labour Party to maintain 13 positions in the Senate to the PNP's 8 positions, as is mandated by the Jamaican Constitution. Mr. Norman Horne did not provide any comments on the possibility of him making himself available to contest a future by-election in the constituency of St. Andrew East Central. However, sources within the People's National Party have stated that Mr. Norman Washington Horne would be a natural leader and front runner for that position as well. Although many other persons within the PNP aspire to become the Member of Parliament for the constituency of St. Andrew East Central if Dr. Peter Phillips were to vacate that position. These persons who have aspirations to become the Member of Parliament of the St. Andrew East Central constituency have made their interest public. And also it seems that these persons would also be interested in becoming president of the People's National Party. So it seems this position will not just be handed to Senator Norman Washington Horne, despite him being named after the first leader and founder of the PNP. These persons from the PNP who are also interested in becoming president and member of parliament for Dr. Peter Phillips' constituency of St. Andrew East Central include businessman Dennis Gordon, who is the councillor for the Maxfield Park Division in the KCC, and also PNP Vice President Mr. Damian Crawford, who is also a lecturer at the university and a businessman. He is currently pursuing his doctoral studies and will soon become Dr. Damian Crawford, and his interest in becoming the president of the PNP and the Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Central are very clear. Mr. Gordon has stated that he knows that a space does not exist in that constituency now because the party had asked Dr. Peter Phillips to stay on for an undetermined period. According to Mr. Gordon, until then, there is no vacancy, but he would without a doubt be one of those who would be interested in that seat whenever Dr. Peter Phillips decides to retire as Member of Parliament. If and when Dr. Peter Phillips decides to leave, I will be in the race for MP for that seat. According to Mr. Gordon, he fears no other person in the PNP party who wants to go after the seat. He also revealed that he had good support among the delegates of that constituency. Damian Crawford, who is a popular member of the PNP party, is from the Hagley Park division in the constituency. This area of Hagley Park is a PNP-dominated division, yet still they are not as loyal to the PNP as the Maxfield Park division, from which Mr. Gordon hails. The next division in this constituency is Cassia Park, but their loyalties lie with the Jamaica Labour Party. One of the original members of the PNP, Mr. Horne, started out in the party in 1999. After many years of study and work in the United States and in Canada, Senator Horne had also represented the Jamaica Labour Party in parliamentary elections and had served as a senator under the Jamaica Labour Party during the period starting 2002 to 2007. Although in 2004, he had mentioned that he would be operating as an independent senator. The executive chairman of Attractive Restoration Conservation Manufacturing Limited, Mr. Norman Horne, ran for the Jamaica Labour Party in the Manchester Central seat in 2002 and for the PNP in St. Elizabeth South Eastern in 2007. And these attempts to become MP for these areas were both unsuccessful. He later became the treasurer of the PNP 2016, and this was when the PNP party lost the general elections by 1 seat. Later, there were complaints of irregular conduct by party functionaries who were accused of withholding financial donations to the party. That would have placed the PNP in a better position to bolster the chances of struggling candidates that were nominated by the party. It should also be mentioned that weeks prior to the September 3rd general elections, Mr. Horne, who is from St. Elizabeth, had also assisted with the PNP party's campaign during the elections. This recent development of Mr. Horne expressing his interest in becoming the president of the PNP party will lead to more tension and struggles and infighting in the People's National Party, as they continue to suffer from another loss to the Jamaica Labour Party. And this is probably the greatest loss that they have had to endure since the 1980s general election, when the Labour Party won 51 seats to the PNP's 9 in the then 60-seat House of Representatives. And this is the first general election of 1944, since the Jamaica Labour Party had won 22 seats then to the PNP's 5, and the Independents also won 5 seats in that 32-seat House at the time in 1944. Whilst Mr. Norman Washington Horne would be a great choice for the president of the People's National Party, if he is to have any success at all, he must get everything in place and must get all of the delegates behind him. And of course, reformation and renewal must start in the party before he takes on that position of being the president of the party. It seems that the PNP needs to get their house in order, and they need to get this in order right now. And this selection of president of the People's National Party must happen before 2021. However, it will take some time to get some unity in the party. Of course, many persons have mentioned that there are factions and disunity in the party at this time. There are some persons who remain loyal to Dr. Peter Phillips. There are others who want to see Peter Bunting leading the party. And there are other persons who are looking to Senator Norman Washington Horne as a potential leader. And of course, many other persons have expressed their interest in becoming leader of the PNP. Now like, comment, share and subscribe, and let me know what you think about these new developments surrounding the leadership of the People's National Party. What do you think about Norman Horne becoming